guys, Oscar, Samuel, Alex, Saul and Kieran tonight. Give them all a big round of applause.
I can't wait for you to get the dance floor. Today, we have an amazing, star-studded lineup, just like my jacket. Please welcome my guests, the splendid Samuel Burns. Slightly delicious Saul Oxel. Kissable Kieran Modi. And out of this world, Oscar Melbourne. They are all here, said by their amazing friend, Josh, you are. So, tell me, who has known Josh the longest?
That would be me. We met at Gordon Nursery when we were 2. Back then, I think he may have even been taller than me, but that didn't last long.
Really? A little bit of the thing?
Yeah.
And how did you get on?
We were best friends from the day we met at the nursery. Luckily, our mums got on well too. I can remember a few things from those early days. We did egg and spoon races, and I always won, and it had nothing to do with me holding onto the spoon with my thumb. We dressed up as elves in the Christmas play, pushed each other off the climbing frame, and I will never forget that strange boy who always took our socks and ate them. Even aged 2, Josh had the loudest voice of everyone I know, and he still does. 11 years later, he still makes me laugh. I think we must share the same weird sense of humour.
So where did he get that loud voice from? Well, we certainly heard it yesterday, I'm sure.
Well, believe it or not, he got that voice from his mum Mandy.
So what do you mean?
Well, when we go round to the Wise's house, and it's lunchtime, if you can tell how much trouble Josh is in, by what voice Mandy used to speak. We use what's known amongst us as the Mandiometer. Now that means to we know things are good when we hear Mandy say, "Georgie, darling, things are okay when it's George, lunchtime." It's time to get downstairs really quick, but Mandy goes, "Joshua, lunch!" But it's the Joshua Harry wife, get downstairs. That will know to be up to no good.
So, I hear you have quite a few trips together.
Yes, we have been on quite a few trips together.
Where have you been? Because I'd like to go to Mykonos with him.
Well, Joshua and I have had some extremely fun times together, including Boa and France when we were at Grand Prep, and my Robert's friend Namibia. One of the best memories was in France when the 6 of us shared a room.
Oh my, you've got to tell me more.
We stayed up for hours every night, with Oscar making us funny noises to keep everyone awake, Zach having berserk sprees around the room, and the frequent shouts of Joshua, "Shut up, I'm trying to sleep or I'm telling you!" This wasn't helped by Oscar being on top of him, and every time Oscar moved, the bed springs screeched.
Wow, sounds like fun. That you probably needed a holiday when you got back. I want to hear more about your Namibia trip later. But now, with that physique, Josh must be a key sportsman.
Well, Josh has many sports: cricket, running, judo, chatty, texting, and of course football. In fact, he and his dad's proudest moments were when Josh played for football, ran the prep in the easy.
And how did he do so?
And did really well, beating 5 men with an overhead volley, blasting the ball into the net for 30 yards. Sheer was in his own goal. Nevertheless, it was quite spectacular. He has obviously been watching his favourite team, QPR, too much. And isn't it funny that his dad is in the trophy business, yet QPR still can't win anything? It's nice to see my dad, Jonathan, and Oscar's dad trying to play the odd game of Sunday football.
think they have renamed their league Help the Aged. Hopefully Josh, Oscar and I will still be playing football when we're very old, just like our dads.
Josh seems so well behaved at home. Does he ever get you in trouble at school though?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Josh is very funny. Once, we were about 9, we were all having lunch in our classroom, and he made me laugh so much that I spat yogurt all the way down the back for a very temperamental Australian teacher suit. My laughs quickly turned to tears as I realised what had happened. Obviously, Josh thought it was hysterical. The teacher and I didn't.
Well, that must have been quite awkward. And is it true that Josh really will eat anything?
It's true. A couple of years ago, Josh decided he wanted to eat one of my dog's treats. Sorry, Maggie, he actually started eating them. Luckily, she didn't find out, or the mandiometer would have gone off the scale. Oops, she knows now. Perhaps Mandy and Jonathan wouldn't be so happy to have my dog keep around if they knew about Josh's weird habits.
There's also a rumour that Josh really does live up to his name and really is a Mr. Wise. Does he really always come top of the class?
Oh yes, Master Wise was always one of the smart kids. We often had competitions amongst us to see who finished first in lessons and impressed the teachers the most. Did I tell you he won a science prize? Now, considering we never did any science in writing prep, I think that's pretty wise going. We wondered why he wore an apple every day and gave it to the teacher. I thought Jonathan owned a grocery store.
So still, you started taking Josh's trip to Namibia with you?
Yes, we persuaded him to come on an adventure to Namibia for my bar mitzvah. We did quad biking, climbing sand dunes, and even tracking lions.
That sounds amazing. You have to tell me more.
One of the funniest moments was when we were driving down the deserted sand road, when suddenly we started drifting uncontrollably and tipping from side to side. Joshua, thought this was all part of the routine and screamed, "This is sick!"
Oh my god, then what happened?
Well, when we finally came to a stop, it appeared we'd lost an entire tyre as it came rolling past our car. Joshua happily named it Timmy the tyre and ran off into the desert to play with it. Well, my parents changed it. Luckily, Mandy knew nothing of this near miss until today.
So Samuel, tell us about Josh's fabulous home.
Well, Alex, the Wise household is never a quiet one, as you can imagine. Mandy is always very welcoming, and we know that when we go round, there will always be plenty of great food. Sometimes, if we get a bit rowdy in the house, Mandy will ask us to run a few laps in the garden, and we are usually totally knackered by the time we get back. 3 hours later.
And what about Hannah and Jonathan?
I really feel sorry for Hannah, actually.
Why is that?
Well, the downside of Hannah having the biggest room is that the Xbox is kept there. Hannah, we are sorry for all the times we have kicked you out of your room, but we do need to get to level 5 on Call of Duty. And Jonathan, he's just Jonathan. Always welcoming, always funny, and always asleep in front of QPR.
Well, Jonathan's certainly waking now after all these revelations. I did hear the man at the moment, Josh, is actually in this house tonight. So if you could just come up here, we have something rather special for you. Anyway, so sadly, it's time to put a special show to a close. We have the best of the party, it's as amazing as it's been so far. We are in for one hell of a night. Good night, and thank you for watching.
Okay guys, this is given the paperwork that you're supposed to your final photograph. There we go. Once again, let's do it for the boys tonight. Oscar, Samuel, Alex, Storm and Kieran tonight. Good night, new family of the world. Alex, your analog car was too good, mate. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think you've all learned a little bit of dessert. So we're going to take a break from the speeches for a few moments.